everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are making this flower. Now, I showed you in the previous video that I have a crochet club and that we made this flower, and somebody of course asked for the pattern, which I was planning on doing. But it's a pattern. I saw this on Pinterest, I think, and it was a hand-drawn pattern. I tried to make sense of it, and this is the sense I made of it, so to speak. So this is sort of my own interpretation of that pattern. I tried to put it on paper, but unfortunately, because what you're making is a very long thing and then you roll it up, I couldn't, you know, my paper wasn't long enough basically. So I have got a written out, well, not a written out pattern. I've got a pattern with symbols for you on my website as a free download. You will have to give your email address and stuff like that. That's how it's set. So you will have to pay £0. But don't worry, just go through it. I don't do anything with the emails. You will need this video as well as the pattern. Once you've made it once, it'll be fine, but you'll need the video to go with the pattern because it makes sense when you hear what I say about it, but not when you see it just on the piece of paper. Now, I have to say I'm not a professional. I'm still learning. I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing, but yeah, so don't hold it against me if it doesn't work, okay? But just make sure you watch the video as well and use the paper as for your notes maybe, and then it'll make sense. So this is the rose I made. I used this cotton. It's called Egypto cotton by Sachenmeyer, and I bought these balls in Belgium in a really nice wool shop. I used obviously these two for that rose, but today we are going to use these two. So to get started, you need to make a slip knot, and I roll my wool around my fingers and swap it around a couple of times, and there we go. That's my slip knot. And on the piece of paper it says 120 chains. So that's what we're going to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, we did this in our crochet club, and of course we were talking and we were losing count. So I recommend you do you either write it down or you use stitch markers or whatever. But I will see you when you have 120 chains. Right, so I have come to the end of my 120 chains. It went a lot quicker than when I was doing them in the crochet club, because we kept interrupting people's counts. And so what I suggest you do, if you have stitch markers, use them, but just indicate your 120th stitch. Okay, I'll just put a pin in it because I can't find anything else at the moment. Right, so then you need to do 3 chains. Right, so that's your up chain. Okay, so that's 3 chains instead of a double crochet or a treble in UK terms. So double crochet in American terms, treble in UK terms. Then you're going to do 2 chains. I know this seems a little bit, but it's just the way I'm, used to explaining it in my crochet club. And now you're going to skip 2 stitches. So this was the, oh, it just fell out, but this was the one. Okay, this is my 120th stitch. So you're going to skip 2 chains, and then in the third one here, you're going to do a double crochet. So yarn over into that stitch and do your double crochet. My yarn's just split, so I just need to sort that out. There we go. Double crochet, and so we're making what I call boxes or a ladder. Okay, so we're going to go all along the line, all along our chain, and what we are doing is 2 chains and then a double crochet in the third stitch. So you skip 2 stitches each time. See? 2 chains, and into there. So I'm going to do this all the way to the end. I will see you at the end of the row. Okay, so I have come to the end of my ladder, right? So I've made my boxes and I've come to the end, and now we're going to turn. So you're going to chain 2 and turn, and you're going to attach here into here above the double crochet with a slip stitch. Okay, then you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains, and once again you're going to slip stitch into there. Okay, and then you're going to do 2 chains and attach it here with a slip stitch. So that's our base for our petal, for our leaf made. Okay, so that's one leaf that we've made the base for. So let's do that again. So 2 chains, and of course it splits here, slip stitch, 5 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip stitch into there again, wherever you can stick it basically. 1, 2, and slip stitch into the next one. Now we need 6 leaves, so we're going to do that 6 times. So don't do them on every post, but every other post you need, see, 1, 1. Okay, so 2 chains, 5 chains, 2 chains, 2 chains, 5 chains, 2 chains, and we keep going, and we do this 6 times. Right, so I now have done 6 of those, sort of bases for the leaves, and we're just going to turn round. So we're not going to worry about the rest of our thing, that's for the petals later on. So we just turn our work, and now we're going to start doing double crochets, US terms, or trebles, UK terms, into those 5 chains that we have done. So we are going to do 6 double crochets or trebles in this loop. So let's see how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need a 6th one. And then we're going to do a picot. So we're going to do chain 1, and then go back into that first one and do a slip stitch into that first one, and then we're going to do another 6 double crochets into that same loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you are going to do a slip stitch or a single crochet if you want into there. Okay, and that, let me just pull this out a little bit more. That is our first petal made. See? So that's how we're going to continue with doing the 5 other petals. So 6 double crochets, a picot, and another 6 double crochets. Let me show that again, and then I'm sure you can get on with doing this. Of course you can rewind me. So 6 double crochets into that loop, I wish you were counting for me then. Okay, so how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. And then let me just show you that picot properly. Okay, so we're doing one chain and another chain. Then you go into that first chain that you've just done, pick up the yarn and pull it through, doing a slip stitch. And then you just continue with doing your double crochets into the loop of those 5 chains from the last row. And I'm going to finish this one and then I will continue on and I'll see you at the end of the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and just one more, and that's finished that leaf. There we go. I have now come to the end of my 6 leaves. I have, in the end here, there was not much space to put your single your slip stitch. I just put it in anywhere and I just connected it. Okay, so this is the end of this color, right? So you can just cut it off, pull it through, and you'll have 2 ends there which you'll have to put in. Okay, and now we are going to continue with our petals for the flower. Right, so we're ready to start our petals. I've got my blue ready and I'm just going to get started here. So I'm going to turn my work because we crochet this way. Okay, and I'm going to attach it. I mean, you can do this any way you normally attach things. I generally just do that. I just do a slip stitch around the wherever I need to get started. Then I move it to the side. I hold on to this one here and I'm going to do 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once I've done that, I then pull this a little bit tighter, and I'll normally, if there's another end there, I might just tie it on to that, or you can also tie it to there, it doesn't really matter. And now you're going to do 4 double trebles or treble crochets. So hang on, that's not what I'm saying. So you need to yarn over twice, okay? And I'm taking my end with me here. So yarning over twice, that means you're making quite tall double crochets. So you're doing treble crochets or double trebles, I think, anyway. Okay, yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. Okay, that's what you're doing. And you're going to do this 13 times. So we have that. No, what I mean is we're going to make 13 of these petals. So 4 chains, 4 double trebles, and then again 4 chains, 4, and then you go down into the same box, slip stitch, she says, but then she loses it on the way down. Okay, so let's try again. Slip stitch into that box. Okay, and then we go to the next box where we do a slip stitch and we repeat the same thing. 4 chains, 4 double, treble crochet, whatever, yeah, treble crochet I think it's called. No, double trebles. No, that wasn't right. Okay, so yarn over. First get it in there. Okay, yarn over twice. In there. 1, 2, see, and my yarn splitting again. 3. Crochet. Yarn over twice. Yep, there we go. So you've got to do 13 of these petals. Okay. 4 and down you go. Do a slip stitch in here. And then a slip stitch into the next box. And off you go, making the next petal. So I will see you at the end of my 13 petals. Okay, so I have done my 13 big petals of my flower, and now we are going to do, I think it's 15, but just do it until the end, okay, because obviously you know, you need to finish with these ones. So now we're going to make small petals, and we do that by going into our box. So we do a slip stitch into the box, and then we are going to do 1, 2, 3 chains, double crochet. So just yarn over once and do 3 of those. My cotton is still splitting. I have to be really careful for it. Although it's nice and soft. Yes. And then 1, 2, 3, down, slip stitch into the next box, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and do 3 double crochet. There we go. See, there is a big difference between the petals. Okay, so do that until the end, and I'll see you there. I have now finished my little petals. So next to the small ones, I have the big ones and the leaves. Okay, so I'm going to just cut this one off. I have put in the ends here, so I got rid of those. You could possibly use the ends to sew it together, but I'm just being tidy here, and I thought I might as well just get rid of the ends. So that's that done. All I do is just go into it. I stay within the colour of the wool so that you don't see any difference, but I just, you know, I just sort of sew it in. I use a sharp needle because otherwise you're just trying to, you know, get through your wool and it doesn't work. So there, that was a very quick. Okay, what you're going to do then is you're going to take your rose and you're going to twist it up like that, and it sort of goes a little bit flatter towards the end. And look, all your this all comes together, and you'll be able to just sew that, and then you get your bigger petals. And then you have your leaves underneath it. Look. There we go. And then you turn it round. And then with the leaf colour, so this grey, you're gonna just sew into it so it stays closed, so it stays together like I did here. I just sewn into that and it doesn't come undone anymore, and I just pucker it up a bit like that. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks nice, and I think you can put it on a bag or on a brooch or on your, you know, sort of a headband, or wherever you want to use it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and do come back for more. I've got more up my sleeve. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!